Hey everyone, it's Mari for Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be creating this beautiful A2 size card that you can see on the screen here, and I'm going to be demoing the amazing Karin markers. These markers are watercolor markers. They're the Brush Marker Pro, and Honeybee does carry these in the shop. I will make sure to link up to these gorgeous markers in the description box below. They are amazing. They have beautiful pigment. They are so easy to use, and I am so excited to share this demo with you today. I'm going to be coloring up some of the images from the gorgeous Wildflower Stamp Set. This is the beautiful stamp set that you can see here on the right. Absolutely love all of these images that are part of this beautiful set, which also has a coordinating honey cut die set that's sold separately. So many fun images, including some butterflies and some bees. And I love that there's a coordinating die set that cuts out all of these different images to create some really, really beautiful, beautiful projects. I'm also going to be using the cover plates. These are the garden lattice cover plates. These are two cover plates sold separately, but they do layer nicely on top of each other, and really love how these create a beautiful card front. Now, to start off the demo, I'm going to stamp out the images from the stamp set onto some Arches cold press watercolor paper. I have my paper in my MISTI here, and I'm going to be using a waterproof ink because, of course, I am going to be doing some watercoloring with those watercolor markers. So I'm just going to get those images all stamped out. These are the markers I'm going to use from the Karin set. That's Amber and Canary. I'm also going to be using Cool Aqua, Burgundy, Ocean Teal, and Apple. And those are the only markers I'm going to use for all of the coloring that I'm going to be doing today. Again, there is such a beautiful array of lovely colors with these markers, and they're so fun to use. This is my black velvet silver brush that I'm going to be using. This is a number 2 round, and I am going to be using that to blend out all of my markers here today. I'm starting off with a dry paper and a wet brush, and you can just see that I'm tapping down just the smallest amount of pigment and then blending that pigment out with my wet brush. So super, super easy to do, and these colors blend together just beautifully. So I'm just tapping in just the smallest amount of pigment from the brush or from the marker, and I just can't even believe how little of the pigment it takes to get such a vibrant color. So I'm just using a combination of the Canary, the Amber, and the Burgundy to create just this really pretty orangey yellow pinky blend on my project here. I wanted to create for the center of my coneflower here, I wanted to create the top part as more of a pinky tone. So I'm doing that area with the burgundy. Now for all of the foliage, I used a combination of the lime and the ocean teal. The apple, I should say, and the ocean teal. So I started with the apple, blended that out, and now you can just see that I'm going in with that ocean teal to create a little bit of a darker green on my foliage areas as well. For the little beautiful butterfly here, I'm using the Cool Aqua and the Canary, and just going to blend those colors together, and it kind of creates almost like a little bit of a green. It's totally beautiful. And here you can just see with this really quick demo how easy these markers are to use. I see a lot of the Karin markers in my future in coloring projects for Honeybee for sure, and all of my different art projects where I want to use this type of marker. So there you can just see up close how the flowers look when they're all finished. I did use a little bit of white gel pen in the center areas and some of the areas that I wanted to highlight. I just tapped a little bit of that white gel pen into those areas to do a little bit of a highlight. Now I'm using my Honeybee precision tip glue pen here to glue my 2 cover plate layers together. So I've just die cut these out from some white cardstock, and you can see what a really nice dimensional cover plate that creates. I'm going to adhere that to an aqua colored cardstock base. This is just an A2 size card base here. And now I'm ready to start to embellish my card front. I'm going to add my die cut florals with a little bit of foam adhesive, and that's just going to give them a little bit of dimension on my card front. I'm using some foam adhesive just to get the stems stuck down for now, and just until I get all of the placement. I wanted that little bit of foliage kind of in behind. And I'm going to just, like I said, put a little bit of foam adhesive to keep these in place for now. And then I'll go back and add more of the foam adhesive to finish up. So for each one of those stems, I'm going to just use a little bit of foam adhesive from my 3L foam strips and just I just cut just some tiny little pieces that I can just take and add to the backs of each of those stems so that they stay stuck down as well and are also really nice and dimensional, as are all of the other pieces that I have stuck down here. So I just wanted to layer them so that it just sort of looks like this really pretty little bouquet of flowers. And it's not meant to look super realistic. It's just really pretty and whimsical. And I just really, my favorite part, besides these beautiful stamped images, is how fun it was to color with those markers and how beautiful the coloring is with those Karin watercolor markers. They're amazing. So here you can just see that I'm going to also add my butterfly. I wanted to add that up sort of above the blooms, and that's just going to leave a really logical spot there for my sentiment in that area that I'm pointing out there. Now I'm going to be using the My Favorite Flower sentiment set. This is a fantastic sentiment set. So many really lovely sentiments on this set, and there is also a coordinating honey cut that you can purchase separately from the stamp set. I wanted to use the sentiment You Make My Heart Blossom for this project, and you can just see that that's one of many that would be a great option for this card. I'm going to stamp that out with some nice crisp slow drying pigment ink here, and I'm just going to emboss that. So I'm going to cover that with some clear embossing powder. I will melt that, and that's just going to make a really nice shiny dimensional sentiment for my card. Just melting that embossing powder with my heat tool here, and I'm just holding that with my honeybee tweezers so that I don't burn my fingers. Now I'm taking the coordinating honey cut for that sentiment. I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine and cut out that sentiment. I love that there is coordinating dies for these sentiments. It makes this so easy. And here you can just see I've got a little bit of foam adhesive on the back of my sentiment there. I'm going to just drop that into the area that I have left for the sentiment, and that is going to finish off the main parts of my card. But of course I wanted to add some bling, so I am going to use some of the Funfetti gem stickers, and you will see here in a little second where I put all of my gem stickers on my card. I think I ended up adding 5 different gem stickers, and I used a really pretty kind of an orange tone in all of the gem stickers that I used. And I also wanted to use some gold stickles to add a little bit of bling to the center of my butterfly and to the center areas of the flowers, as well as a little bit on the foliage. And I am so sorry that I'm working off frame there, but I do show you a nice close-up of the project when I'm all finished here. That is going to finish off my card today. I had so much fun creating this, and I hope you enjoyed the demo. It was just a really basic technique with these markers, the Karin markers, but I just love how this stamp set, the Wildflower set, just looks so pretty with those paired with the coloring technique with the markers. And I have linked up in the description box to all of the products that I used to create my project today. I hope you enjoyed this, friends, and I hope that you are enjoying a wonderful summer day or some beautiful weather wherever you are, and that you have a chance to get crafty and make something beautiful in your craft space today. And if you're a card maker, definitely try out these Karin markers, or for any of your different types of art. These are so much fun. Have an amazing day, friends. Stay safe, stay well, and I will see you another time for Honeybee.